In this video, we're going to talk about top 10 high-protein, low-fat foods. Before starting this video, like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. There are a lot of foods that are high in protein, but they all have a different amount of fat in them. There are foods that are high in protein but also high in fat. Examples of this include nuts and seeds, for instance. 1 cup of almonds has a whopping 74 grams of fat in it. Foods that are high in lean protein are not only rich in protein but also contain a relatively low amount of fat. This combination of the macronutrients has the potential to assist you in developing a physique that's more sculpted and defined. For weight loss, many people look for foods that are higher in lean protein. In addition, foods low in fat and high in quality protein are typically the foods of choice for bodybuilders. If you're trying to reduce the number of calories you take in each day, selecting foods that are high in lean protein but still have a low overall calorie count can be very helpful. When going grocery shopping, how to select foods that are high in lean protein? When it comes to purchasing protein, it's common to find options within the same food category that are both lean and higher in fat. It's sometimes necessary to have knowledge as well as discernment in order to differentiate the two. At the supermarket, here are some pointers that will assist you in selecting foods that are high in protein and low in fat. Number 10. Tempeh. Tofu is made from soya beans, and so is this product. However, in contrast to tofu, tempeh is fermented, which results in a more robust flavor and more substantial consistency. It's wonderful when prepared as a stir-fry, but it's also delectable when grilled and used to make sandwiches. There are 21 grams of protein and only 2 grams of fat in a serving size of 4 ounces. Number 9. Pork tenderloin. The tenderloin is typically the cut of meat with the lowest fat content in most animals, and the pig is no exception. 20 grams of protein and 3 grams of fat can be found in a serving size of pork tender that's 4 ounces in size. You can save time by cutting the cut into chunks and grill them as kebabs if you do not wish to cook the cut in its entirety. Number 8. Chickpeas. They're also referred to as garbanzo beans, which is a much more entertaining name to say. In addition to that, 1 serving of these legumes, which are neither peas nor beans by the way, has 14 grams of the protein and only 4 grams of fat. You could try them stirred into a chili or incorporated into the ground beef for tacos. Shout garbanzo as you do so. Number 7. Oat for species of fish with a whiter flesh. Fish is an excellent source of protein, but some varieties of fish have relatively high fat content compared to the others. When looking for foods low in fat and high in protein, white-fleshed fish is the best choice. In general, the fat content of this type of fish is lower than that of the fish with the darker flesh such as salmon. The following are some examples of fish that have white flesh: haddock, cod, pollock, halibut, tilapia. What percentage of your daily recommended intake of fat and protein will you get from the white-fleshed fish? Cod has low amount of fat, 1.5 grams per fillet, and healthy amount of protein, 41 grams per fillet. Number 6. Go for the white meat variety of poultry. The protein content of poultry is high regardless of whether you choose chickens or turkey as your protein source. On the other hand, certain cuts contain more fat than others, and it takes some expertise to determine which cuts offer the best opportunities for lean meat. Dark meat cuts, such as chicken thighs and drumsticks, have a tendency to have the highest fat content. Look for white meat cuts of poultry such as chicken breast, chicken wings, and breast tenderloins if you are searching for foods that are high in lean protein. Some examples of these cuts are: Number 5. Look for reduced fat or fat-free varieties of the cottage cheese. The amount of protein found in cottage cheese is quite high. The regular variety of cottage cheese has only 10 grams of fat per cup, so it's not particularly high in fat content. You can reduce the amount of fat that you consume by opting to the reduced fat or fat-free version. Cottage cheese without added fat has anywhere from 2 to 6 grams of fat per cup. In addition to, the non-fat variety has only 0.4 grams of the fat per cup, making it an excellent addition to your collection of foods that are low in fat but high in protein. Number 4. Make sure to get grass-fed beef. Beef that's raised on grass rather than grain has a lower overall fat content and provides a number of additional benefits. For instance, grass-fed beef has a higher concentration of the omega-3 fatty acids than conventionally raised beef does. These acids are beneficial to the health of the heart. In addition, the level of the antioxidant vitamin found in grass-fed beef is significantly higher than that's found in the conventional beef. In general, those who consume red meat should consume it because it's an excellent source of the lean protein. Number 3. Look for beef cuts that are low in fat. Always look for lean cuts of beef, regardless of whether it was raised conventionally or grass-fed. The terms loin and round are frequently used to refer to the beef cuts that contain the least amount of fat. Some examples of lean cuts of meat includes the sirloin steak, tenderloin steak, and round steak. You can determine how much fat a cut of meat has by looking at the nutrition label if one is included with a cut. So, how much fat does a cut of beef that's considered lean have? According to the Mayo Clinic, a lean cut of beef contains less than 10 grams of the total fat and less than 4.5 grams of the saturated fat for every cooked 100-gram serving. Additionally, each 100-gram serving of the extra lean cuts has a total of fat content of less than 5 grams and a saturated fat content of less than 2 grams. When looking for foods that are high in protein but low in fat, choose meat cuts that are labeled choice or select rather than prime. The fat content of prime cuts is typically the highest. Last but not the least, choose ground beef that is at least 95% leaner than regular beef. The serving of lean ground beef, which is 100 grams in size, has approximately 6.5 grams in total fat. Number 2. Go for the tofu that's lower in fat. People who choose not to consume foods that are made with animal products can benefit from consuming tofu because it's an excellent source of plant-based protein. There is not an excessive amount of fat in regular tofu. 1 cup of it contains 12 grams of fat in addition to 20 grams of protein. In contrast, fat content is reduced to approximately 1 gram in low-fat or light version of that you select. As a consequence of this, it's an excellent addition to your list of foods that are low in fat but high in protein and that can help you lose weight and build muscles. Number 1. Select low-fat or skim milk. Protein is one of the healthiest components of the whole milk, 8 grams per cup. It is approximately 8 grams of fat per cup, but you can significantly reduce that amount of selecting low-fat or skim, that is, non-fat varieties. For instance, 1 cup of milk that has a fat content of 1% contains only 2 grams of fat, whereas 1 cup of skim milk contains only 0.2 grams of fat. When adding milk to your line of the lean proteins, opt for low-fat or skim version rather than the full-fat version. What do you think about this video? Do let us know down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit the subscribe button before you go.